For 10 years, Mama Nkechi and Papa Okoro prayed for a child. They visited pastors, herbalists, and even traveled to faraway villages looking for a cure for their childlessness. When all hope seemed lost, they decided to adopt a baby girl from an orphanage. Her name shall be Joy, Papa Okoro declared, because she has brought joy to our home. A year later, something miraculous happened. Mama Nkechi got pregnant. She gave birth to 2 daughters and a son. But instead of thanking Joy for bringing them this unexpected blessing, her parents' love turned to hatred. Joy never knew why. She was just 5 years old when her mother first slapped her for no reason. She was just 7 years old when her siblings started calling her a bastard. She was just 10 years old when she realized she was treated differently, not as a daughter, but as a servant. Her siblings, Nkairu, Amara, and Chaik, went to the best schools. They had new clothes, good food, and all the love in the world. But Joy, she was sent to fetch water before school, cook after school, and clean the entire house before she could eat. Many nights, she went to bed hungry. And she never understood why. Why does Mama hate me? Why does Papa look at me like I am a burden? Why do my siblings treat me like a stranger? Joy asked these questions every night, but she never got an answer. Her siblings treated her like trash. Nkairu, the eldest daughter, would wear Joy's only good dress and tear it, just to spite her. Amara, the second daughter, would pour sand into her food so she couldn't eat. And Chaik, the youngest and the only son, would laugh whenever their mother beat her. "You are not one of us," Nkairu sneered one day. "You are nothing but a worthless stray dog." Joy felt a deep pain in her heart. Am I really a stray dog? She longed for love. She longed for a family that cared for her. Her only dream was to become a doctor. If I become a doctor, maybe they will love me. Maybe they will see my worth. But fate had other plans. At 20 years old, Joy hoped her suffering would soon end. If I can just go to the university, I can escape this house. But one fateful night, her father called her into the sitting room. Her mother sat beside him, arms crossed. Nkairu, Amara, and Chaik sat nearby, smirking. Joy's heart pounded. Something was wrong. "Tomorrow," Papa Okoro said, "you will marry Daniel, the bicycle repairer." Joy's eyes widened. "Marry, who?" Mama Nkechi glared at her. "You should be grateful we found you a husband. Who else will marry someone like you?" Joy froze in shock. Daniel was the poor man who fixed bicycles at the roadside. He lived in a mud house, wore old clothes, and barely made enough money to eat. Why would they do this to me? Joy fell to her knees, begging. "Please, Mama, Papa. Let me go to school. I will work hard. I will take care of you." But her siblings burst into laughter. "Doctor," Nkairu mocked. "Even if you scrub toilets, you can never be good enough. Who will waste money on a bastard?" Amara sneered. Joy froze. "Bastard." She turned to her parents. "Am I not your child?" she whispered. Mama Nkechi and Papa Okoro exchanged glances. "You should be grateful we even raised you," Papa Okoro muttered. Joy felt like her world had collapsed. All these years, she was never their real daughter. She was adopted. She had suffered for nothing. That night, she lay awake in bed, crying. For the first time, she felt truly alone. Joy agreed to marry Daniel. Not because she loved him. Not because she wanted to. But because she wanted to escape the suffering. Her parents didn't throw a wedding. They simply handed her over to Daniel, saying, "Take her. She is no longer our responsibility." Joy followed him silently to his small, dusty house. That night, she cried herself to sleep. But something unexpected happened. Daniel was kind. He didn't treat her like a slave. He didn't treat her like trash. Instead, he treated her like a human being. One evening, after she refused to eat for the third day, he sighed and sat beside her. "I know you don't want to be here, Joy. But I promise, I will never hurt you." For the first time, Joy felt something strange in her heart. Was this kindness? Months passed. Joy began to see Daniel in a new light. She noticed the way he always made sure she ate before he did. The way he worked so hard to provide for her. The way he listened when she spoke. And slowly, she fell in love with him. One night, Daniel took her hands and whispered, "There is something I must tell you." Joy looked at him curiously. "My real name is Prince Chigozie Augustine," he said. "But I decided to answer Daniel so that people would not know me." Joy gasped. "I married a prince." Daniel smiled. "I disguised myself as a poor man to find a woman with a good heart." The next morning, Daniel told her, "I know you always wanted to be a doctor. You will go to school." Joy burst into tears. "No one has ever believed in me before," she whispered. Daniel held her close. "You deserve a future, Joy. And I will give you one." With his support, Joy studied hard and graduated as a doctor with flying colors. She was no longer the unwanted orphan. She was Dr. Joy, a princess. The news spread like wildfire. Her adoptive parents came running to the palace. They knelt before her. "My daughter, forgive us." Mama Nkechi wept. "We love you." Joy turned to Daniel, pain in her eyes. "Why should I forgive them?" she whispered. Daniel gently held her hand. "Forgiveness is not for them, Joy. It is for you." Joy took a deep breath. "I will never forget what you did to me," she said softly. "But I choose to forgive you, not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace." Tears streamed down their faces. And for the first time in her life, Joy was truly free.
Please press subscribe button. It help us bring you more interesting stories. Your support keep us going. Please subscribe.